Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and so I'm doing this special review of, because if you notice, most of the reviews that I do are films that I saw in theaters, and I did not see Mulholland Drive in theaters in 2001. I was 10, and probably shouldn't have watched this movie when I was 10, nor would I get anything going on in this movie if I was 10. But as a suggestion from a special friend of mine, and we watched it yesterday and got to enjoy this film together. And to be honest, I watched this film once and probably got caught up too much in having to do like emails and stuff from work and not paying full attention. That was my mistake because 100% this is, and I'm going to start off with some of the things that are negatives about the film, but this is definitely not a film that you could just throw in and watch anytime. You really need to invest in this experience watching Mulholland Drive, or you're not going to enjoy it. You're not going to get what you need to get out of it, nor are you going to get what you should get out of it. So, if you're going to sit and watch this, pay attention for the 2.5 hours that this film is on, and just a little bit of tidbits of things that didn't really work for me was, at least towards the beginning, I felt like some of the acting was a little choppy. And this film is shot definitely like it looks like it was on a really low budget and looks like it's made for a TV show and for like early 2000s TV show. So it's like highly lighted and stuff like that, a little bit like my set. But it's kind of took me out of it personally, being somebody who's super into cinematography and loves to look at what cinematographers can do with film. And Peter Deming doesn't look like he does anything super special, at least for the majority of this film. I feel like towards the end they do some interesting things as it's getting a little darker and mysterious throughout the film, but I feel like this is the kind of film where it's like you can watch and enjoy it really well scene to scene because the scenes are so well done and each scene is so interesting on its own. But I feel like this kind of film, you need somebody who has a really, really strong hand with storytelling and filmmaking technique to actually make this whole film work together like it does. And David Lynch does that. And honestly, David Lynch is probably one of the best people who tried to make a film like this. And I'm not surprised that he's the one who wrote and directed this film. Because what he does with cinema is he challenges you. And does it always have to have answers? No, and that frustrates a lot of people. I would say this film's definitely not for everybody. And one of the big things is like, I can guarantee you my mom's one of those people that would hate this movie because it does not have an ending that explains everything. And this leaves you like, what the hell did I just watch? But to me, it was in a really, really good way of what the hell did I just watch? This is going to be one of those little bugs that like crawls into your ear and is just sitting in there for days, and it's just like, I need to think about this. What's going on here? And it's really intriguing. And really, Naomi Watts and Laura Herring are the two that really carry this film as they play the two female leads of this. And they bring both very different performances, as Naomi Watts seems a lot more innocent and trying to be very helpful and trying to help Laura Herring's character figure out what's going on. And Laura Herring's very seductive and mysterious. And this film, how do I explain this plot? Off the bat, it's dealing with a young actress who comes to Hollywood, is staying at her aunt's apartment, and finds a mysterious woman in that apartment who has amnesia, and stuff happens. I'm going to leave it at that because I'm not going to do a spoiler review. I really don't usually do spoiler reviews, and this is really hard not to actually like talk about what the hell happened trying to sell you on this film, because I would really sell you on this film. And if you're really into film and you're a cinephile like me, this is the kind of film that you wait for and want to check out because it's really intriguing. It'll make you really think, and that's what this film does. And it's deep and thought-provoking, and it makes you really think about what's going on, what clues have been laid along the way that I might have missed or what I picked up on. It makes you really dig into each scene and try to figure out what's being laid for us because it's very mysterious. It takes you for a very interesting ride, and it really digs into a lot of very strong human traits, emotions, however you want to call it, in terms of deep desires and stuff like that. And it's a very intense film, and it's very suspenseful. I was sitting on the edge of my seat being like, what the hell's happening? Where's this film going? I'm extremely intrigued, and I can't wait to figure out where it goes. And it's one of those, I guess you can describe it as a choose your own ending film, because it's like you figure out what it all really means. And if you're the kind of person that enjoys cinema like that, this is the perfect film for you. And the score by Angelo Badalamenti is so fantastic and eerie and emotive throughout, and it really helps elevate a lot of scenes. And I feel like that's the hallmarks of a great score, is that it helps elevate the film and the scenes that it's attached to. And I have to say, I've never been the hugest fan of David Lynch. I remember seeing Eraserhead in film club while I was at college, and not being the biggest fan of it, not really liking it very much. And I was glad that I gave Mulholland Drive a second chance. I'm glad that I had my friend convince me to watch it again. And this is a really awesome film, and if you're really into film, please go check this out. I got a nice steal. They had Criterion Collection deal at Barnes & Noble. Shameless plugs all day today. So go check out Mulholland Drive if you're a cinephile like me. It'll blow your mind. You'll be thinking about it for days.